This is an excerpt of a webinar about IPR, or interproximal reduction, by Garrison Dental. Thank you to Garrison Dental for allowing us to post this excerpt. To see the full-length version, please contact www.garrisondental.com. All opinions are those of StraightSmile Solutions. We are an orthodontic consultancy company that helps general and pediatric dentists with their ortho cases and education. For help with a case, please visit www.straightsmilesolutions.com. Now, enjoy the show.
So we're getting on to the demo portion of tonight's, whatever we're doing today, tonight's lecture. So I want to go over some of the armamentarium that you're going to need, and then pretty soon, as I start describing it, I'm going to switch over to Kevin and his team, and they are going to go ahead and show us how to do it more up close. So I'm going to kind of hold up some of the components that I have here. A few of my components in my kit are missing because I think my husband stole them because he likes this kit so much that he steals my kit. So my demo kit. So he's already run through it, and he's probably on, so I can't say anything. Never mind. So, but it's a compliment to him as well. Okay, so of course I like the Garrison Fit Strip Kit. There's a few different ones. So at the end, they're going to show you which one to order. You want to make sure that you get some replacement ones because there's some types of the files that you're going to use more often than others. For me, definitely, I'm using the 0.2, the 0.1, the 0.3. Not usually the 0.5 because I try to always underdo it. So you also are going to need a lot of the saws, and some of the kits don't have the saws in it. So the saws are gray, I believe. This is saw, right? Yes.
Yep, they're
so
gray.
You need lots of saws. Saws are cheap, and you can buy them in bulk, and I think they'll go over that. So get lots of saws. The other thing that you're going to need is the handle, which is this, and this is optional. If you want to use the handle, you can put the file on the handle. I think it's kind of nice because then you have a little more stability and you don't have to hold it with your fingers. Obviously, that's not going to work for a back tooth because, I mean, how are you going to get in there? That's going to be really difficult, but it works really well on front teeth. The other thing I like is unwaxed dental floss because I want to check the contacts before I do it, and I want to check the contacts after I'm done to make sure I broke them. Fluoride is kind of nice, and I think it's an optional thing that you might want to give your patients. Some people are anti-fluoride, some people are pro-fluoride. I know if someone filed my teeth, I would want to fluoride them afterwards, but I want that option. As well as number 4 would be your IPR gauge. Now, one thing we want to say is not all IPR gauges are the same. There's a lot of cheap ones that are out there, and I've done some demoing where I've tried the 0.3 from Garrison and the 0.3 from a different kit, and it just wasn't the same. So make sure your IPR gauge says Garrison on it. Somebody stole mine. Again, so I don't have it anymore, but this is an IPR gauge, but it's not a Garrison one. So make sure it says Garrison, as well as the IPR map, the IPR roadmap that we talked about, in a way to document your IPR. Last but not least, informed consent, informed consent, informed consent, okay? And it should be, first of all, you all should have informed consent if you're doing ortho, any ortho, okay? So if you're doing Invisalign, Invisalign has their own informed consent. If you're doing ClearCorrect, ClearCorrect has their own informed consent. If you're just doing some type of generic ortho, they may not have one. You might need to create one. These are things that I have copies for. If you're interested, you're welcome to contact me. As a gift to all of you who are on, I always like to give gifts, and there's so many of you, I can't do trivia today. So, but I have my own IPR informed consent that's slightly more robust than what is normally in a standard informed consent, in the whole long informed consent that you use. So if you'd like a copy of it, I will give you all a free copy of it, no fee. Normally I charge $20 for the documents, or they're just for my clients. But if you contact me by the end of May 31st, 2021, give you a couple weeks, I will give you a copy of my informed consent, and I'll show you my email again at the end. But make sure you have informed consent. Remember, I'm not an attorney, so this is just something that I wrote and I've used in the past. So if you think you need to run it by an attorney, be my guest. Okay. Again, let's go over some of the other IPR options that are out there, and then we'll go into the demo. So there are other options that are out there. Personal preference, of course. There are discs. If you're going to use a disc, I highly recommend you use a tissue guard on it, because we've all caused a little trauma if we didn't. It only takes one time for you to nick a lip for you to understand why you need to use the tissue guard. I don't find it quite as accurate to do it, and I find it easy to overdo it. You can also use a stainless steel strip. I like the ones that are a little bit more serrated, not serrated, the ones that have the little perforations. This is just this like a lightning strip, but those ones are better. And burrs are okay. Some people use a mosquito burr. In my hands, it doesn't work that well. I'm kind of nervous, but then again, I'm an orthodontist and I don't like burrs. If I like burrs, I wouldn't be doing this. So, but some people do use a mosquito burr. Some people like to break the contact by wedging it and using a mosquito burr and then going into the fit strip. You find your own way, what works for you. I tend to be a little more cautious and just work my way up the strip kit, even though it takes a little bit longer, just because I want to be super accurate, because I know if I'm super accurate, my case is going to get done quicker. So I know that it's going to take me 20 minutes to do IPR, and I'm okay with that. But, you know, a lot of people are always trying to find the fastest way to get from A to Z. So you do you find your own way, just don't hurt the patient is the main thing I want to say.